Get out of there.
Spend the time with your kids.
NFU Mutual Home Insurance sponsors ITV documentaries.
In 50 years of gardening for a living, I've met every kind of gardener and seen every kind of garden. But one thing I know for certain, no other country is as proud of its open spaces and its gardens as we are. But to really understand our obsession with gardens, you've got to look not at stately homes or National Trust properties, but at the domestic gardens of the average Brit. All over the country, they're doing amazing things in their backyards. I can't grow like this. Well, not yet. I'm going to try now, though. From creating extraordinary flights of fancy... It's completely unexpected.
But he thinks I'm mad. I'm not.
Outdoor spaces that feed and work for us in surprising ways. Look in there. Oh, it's glorious. Fancy me how to cook brisket in your compost heap. And battling nature and every other conceivable challenge. This is like being on an Indiana Jones movie set, except that it's real. Just to have a garden in the first place. Oh, my goodness me. Full of brisket, can't resist it. So for the first time, join me as I go behind the hedges and through the gates of Britain's best back gardens. A year ago, I began my search for Britain's best back gardens. As well as travelling the length and breadth of the country to find the best gardens in Britain, I asked you to show me yours. And you did. I received over 600 applications from all sorts of gardeners, and narrowing them down to my final 30 was one of the toughest tasks I've ever faced. But as my search continued, one thing became clear. If we want a garden, then we'll move heaven and earth to build one. We Brits are tenacious battlers, and we plant and grow things against all odds and despite any restrictions. So in this first programme, I'm sharing my top 10 impossible gardens. The backyards that defy nature and sometimes even logic. Outdoor spaces built by people who, well, like a bit of a challenge. And I'm beginning in the heart of our capital city. From a bargain basement backyard, my next garden is a blow-the-budget blockbuster that takes its cue from the spectacular view.
We had no idea of actually what we created at that point. You know, we kind of went with it, with the journey.
Jeff and Anne Shaw wanted a dream garden to go with their new dream house, but they'd no idea how to create it or how much it might cost. Can I have a look?
Come this way.
Lead on. 8 years ago, with the help of a garden designer, they transformed their plot from this to this. It was a singular challenge, creating a sumptuous garden that wouldn't jar with the view of the South Downs, but rather complement it. You get one chance with this kind of thing, and it could have gone horribly wrong, but it didn't, and that's why I've picked it for my number 6 garden. Oh, my
Voila.
goodness.
You can see why we bought the house.
What a view. It frays into the landscape, which is what is so lovely. It becomes a part of it. What's so wonderful is this series of asymmetrical curves. There are so many straight lines in gardens now. It's really refreshing.
Well, we've got this fantastic backdrop. Straight lines just wouldn't work in this garden.
And the lovely slope on the lawn there, it's falling away.
Yeah.
And it completely leads your eye down and into the landscape.
Here we are on the decking.
Oh, so this snakes again across the waterfront and disappears into it there.
Exactly.
Slipway.
We're now on what was the tennis court.
Yeah. I think I prefer this.
Yeah. This is my wife, Anne.
Hello, Anne. How are you?
We look at what it was like then and now, compare the two, it is pretty gobsmacking.
Oh, come on, Jeff. We both cried when it was
We
finished.
did, yeah, we did.
What, joy or
Oh, joy,
tragedy?
yeah.
Joy, yeah.
The price, yeah, the price.
When we walked on the day that it was finished, when we came down and sat on here.
I
and
started first, and then he
Yeah.
gave me a hanky, then I had to give him the hanky back because he started to cry as well.
Were you daunted by budgetary constraints? Because,
Yes.
I mean, you must have seen the numbers racking up.
We didn't initially have a budget, and then when we got past the drawing stage and started to talk about budget, we had no concept of it.
No. But bear in mind, we both come from very normal backgrounds, you know. I've never done anything like this before, so we just did not have a clue how expensive it was going to be.
Am I allowed to ask what it cost?
You can ask.
I'm not sure I want to say.
But we're talking six figures here, aren't we?
Yes.
Once it was done,
Yeah.
we really did
It was-
look at it and we thought, do you know what, it's worth every penny.
I've been in plenty of expensive gardens that are filled with hot tubs, tennis courts and swimming pools, but this is something rare. It cost the earth, but it looks out of this world, a makeover masterpiece that does justice to its setting. I can't see you two ever moving.
It is the most special garden, I have to say. It would be so hard to ever leave here.
I couldn't agree with you more. Coming up, it's my top 5.